Hey everybody, welcome to Fox Hime. Some of you guys actually recommended this one to me, but what really got me into wanting to do this one was a buddy of mine sent this to me as a gift, and said it was actually a pretty good story, so... What surprised me was when I launched this game and then I just saw the Unity logo, I was like, did they just create a 2D visual novel in Unity? Wasn't expecting that, but... well, I guess it was made in Unity, as interesting as it is. So, I don't know really anything about this game whatsoever. But, all I know is the story seems like it's one of those really cute ones, so... I guess I had to have at least one visual novel game going on in the time being, so... let's see how this game goes. Oh, okay. We just see... what? Okay, sure. Oh, that's cool. College lives start from sleep. When I opened my eyes in the morning, I saw a fairy tail flapping on the edge of the upper bed. Yeah, alrighty. It seems this fellow hasn't hidden her tail again. Fortunately, there is only me in the bedroom, otherwise it will be terrible if others see that. I guess we're perfectly fine with seeing foxtails. So what do you mean hide the UI? Does that hide everything? Okay, no, it does hide everything. Alright, so I thought it would hide like this and keep everything else the way I wanted it to. After all, she is a fox spirit. Oh, okay. Yeah, it's literally sticking out right there. After seeing this, I had a mischievous thought while getting up and getting dressed. Oh, no, don't do it. So I reached out to touch that flapping tail. However, as soon as I touched that tail, it suddenly withdrew into the curtain. What do you think you are doing? Alright. Then came a reproach from the owner of the tail. Yan. Are we... wait, are we Yan or are they Yan? I don't know. You are awake? Then get up quickly. How could she be so okay, so I must be Yan then. Interesting name. How could she be so careless when she was awake? Wasn't she afraid of frightening others? I, for some reason, thought I was looking at Yudachi for a second, then realized I wasn't, because it's not Yudachi. Is there anyone that could yell like you? The tail's owner drew the curtain aside and leaned out. At that moment, her face was so close to mine as if we were going to kiss. Looks kinda cute. I don't know much about her though. I wonder what her actual name is, or is it actually Fox Hime? I just saw a tail that was flapping, so I accidentally... The name of that tail's owner is Mori. Okay, Mori. A fox spirit that lives with me. You shouldn't do this again. Okay, I'll never do something like that. But you need to hurry. I'm gonna speed up that... this. Let's just go ahead and max it. You'd hurry. My first class this morning was linear algebra. I remember that day. And my teacher were very... okay, so the translation's a little off. Okay. The teacher was a little strict. Wait. And the teacher is very strict. Okay. Subject-verb disagreement. Teacher is very strict such that he would almost always check attendance in every class, so I don't want to be late. What time is it now? Like, I don't mind if a game has issues with translation, as long as I can kind of get the idea of the sentence and I can kind of figure out what it's supposed to be. It's alright. I don't have to worry about that. Almost 8:30. Ooh, that's getting close. Really? Mori looked around and glanced at the alarm clock. What? It's already 8:30. Why didn't you wake me up earlier? If you have time to touch my tail, turn away. Okay, fine, Lord Mori. Lord Mori? Dad, how could she be so mad when she herself turned off the alarm? When Mori closed the curtains, I turned away. Immediately behind me came the sound of rubbing cloth on the bed squeaking. She must be changing her clothes. Then a soft sound of getting out of bed and stepping onto the wooden ladder. I'm done. This time you have changed your clothes so fast. Wow, she actually is blinking and everything. Interesting. Huh. And unique art style. At least it's not like the standard anime art style that I'm used to. The eyes, though, are very detailed. Holy crap. It is crazy, though. Anyway. Really? I think I was nearly at the same pace as my previous one. I didn't feel that. Wait, what? Okay. I feel like that's a little off. By the way, Mori, do you have to turn away every time? Or do I have to turn away every time? Of course, at this age I couldn't just change clothes in front of you. No, I mean, I couldn't see anything even if I don't turn away. The curtain is closed tightly. Mori seemed to also notice that. But from the aspect of a girl, it's not the matter of a curtain. By the way, if I turned around, could you sense it behind that curtain? Of course. Do you forget who I am? Okay, that's all. I'm gonna wash myself. But why would you change clothes first and then wash yours? I'm not gonna question it. After a wash, Mori went back to the bedroom to prepare for class. Then it was my turn to use the restroom. Too much time was wasted because I didn't restrain myself and said too many words, and I could only brush my teeth and wipe my face in a hurry, then went out. At this time, I also heard Mori just close the door. Let's go. Remember to hide your ears and tail. Be careful not to be caught for scientific research. Don't let a shorty around you either. She'll definitely want to research you. I will. How could humans be so bad? It's not fair to blame all humans. I just mean some people, but most of us are very kind. For example, every morning there is a good guy who could refrain himself from peeping at a pretty girl getting dressed. He's not wrong, you know. Are you going to talk about yourself? This fellow has an unexpected acute sense. Well, why I say this fellow? Well, at least it's okay to take me as an example. Mori. Why write the name? Oh. All actuality, all in all, actually, you're not bad. Of course, I didn't abduct you to do some research. But sometimes you acted just like a child who never grew up. That's too annoying. Why is it writing the name in front of it? Maybe they forgot to do that? I bet they probably didn't mean to do that. Isn't it good to keep some innocence? Come on, you'll never find a girlfriend if you keep acting like this. Oof. Suddenly Mori started talking with me seriously. Since you have said that, I will find a girlfriend and show her to you. Then do not cry and say you are so lonely. Don't be so arrogant until you really find one. Then we just kept arguing with each other and walked out of our residence, an old bookstore that permitted us to work here. Oh, okay. It was still a sunny day, which was hot as hell, as girl students along the street had already been holding umbrellas. Achievement unlocked at the beginning. Ooh, fancy. Not bad music. Oh, hi. Full movement 2D sprites. Interesting. Not badly drawn either. Oh, of course, there's gotta be some fan service. You know. Leah. I can't. Oh, there's the English name. It's hard to see that with that yellow flash or that white flash there. Oh god, the bouncingness. Oh god, this is gonna be interesting. What are you looking at me like that for? Okay, I'm not that. There's no hiragana, furigana. So is this like a Chinese port? I don't know what they're saying. I don't know that much kanji. I know some of it, but not all of it. Like, I know the third character in that, but it wasn't really one that makes sense without other letters around it. I feel like the CGs in this are gonna actually be pretty cute. So Leah and Mori is basically the characters in this game. Aside from us, who is Yan. Ooh, hey. Shrine maiden. Oh, why do, like, okay, I'm sorry. Why do Fox girls have to look so good in freaking Shrine maiden uniforms? Maybe it's just their thing, I guess? It's something I notice every single time. Oh, okay, sudden sharp transition. That's fine. Was expecting a fade to black, but it didn't happen. Alright. Such hot weather. Mori, is it better for you to hide under an umbrella? Why? I'm not afraid of that. But that will be more like a human girl. See? They're all holding umbrellas. Yeah, you've got a point. I don't think she has to blend in that much. She could just be one of those that likes the sun. Then she took out a sea blue umbrella from her satchel. Let me hold it. Thank you for your kindness. Then she passed me the handle. I took it and opened it, and slightly leaned the umbrella to her side. Maybe I found the reason why I have no girlfriend. What? Wait, what? You see, we always go to school like this. Others must think you are my girlfriend, so how would other girls dare to come close to me? Mori stopped and looked at me scornfully. I also know the reason why you have no girlfriend. Why? Putting the blame for such a problem on a weak girl like me, do you think you could find a girlfriend? I thought his argument was logical. See, now you have nothing to say. Does it make sense? It's interesting seeing her move. It's like, the thing that I find interesting the most about this is the way that they've set up the character, like, as if there's actual motion, like you actually are moving. It's something that's different from the visual novels that I've played on the channel so far. It's actually portraying as if you're walking with it. Of course, the very static, us holding the umbrella and the umbrella in the background not reacting to any wind or anything. Of course, that kind of breaks it, but I like the overall feeling it gives. It's interesting. But I don't know. That might be the one thing that separates it outside of its art. Okay, I shouldn't say that because demise, though. My gosh, those are high detail. You are being irrational. You are not weak. But there's logic in this. See, because of me, every day there are so many people focusing on you. And that will greatly increase the chance that you will be known by girls. That should be your superiority. Being possessed by evil can be a superiority. Evil? Mori stopped again and began to take out something from her satchel. Soon after, she took a notebook and held it up to me blusterously. Okay, that's a different word. Then, like dragonflies skimming over the water, she slightly tapped my hand, which was holding the umbrella. Dragonfly skimming over the water. Okay. Oh, she's pouting. She's pouting. Look at that pouty face. Screw you. Don't you dare call me evil again. Look at that pouty face. It's so pouty. You guys can't see my cursor. It's right over her mouth. Oh no, please spare me, Lord Fox. At this moment we heard other students' conversations who were walking near us. Look, that couple started flirting with each other when the sun had just come out. The man even called the girl like some kind of lord. That's really too much. Mori was a fox spirit from the fan in our town. I must say she could be regarded as a god. It was said by my mom that I cried excessively when I was born. And I seemed to cry without end. Although crying is normal for a baby, but there are none who would cry so severely like me. Why would we be crying? When I grew up, I asked my mom, since I cried so severely that time, how was I cured? That was really a troublesome one. Mom laughed after hearing my question. We went to many hospitals and saw many doctors, but all of them said you had no health problems. Oh, that was too frustrating. Afterwards, at one time, while we were on the way to the hospital, we came across a parade from the temple fair. You cried again, but you still wanted to see the procession while crying. So I held you up and made a wish to the fox statues at the head of the parade. I wish the fox spirit of the shrine could guard you could guard you grow up? Could watch you grow up, probably? Then you immediately stopped crying when the process passed. Could it be so amazing? Of course, making a vow to the Fox Spirit is very efficacious. Okay, very, very big words being used here. Not something I would imagine, but it's fine. Indeed, she had been with you since then. Indeed, this is the case. The Fox Spirit had manifested itself as Mori, who had been by my side through as far as I can remember. Also, she is really different from humans. Sometimes her fox tail and ears would be exposed. So when will Mori leave me and no longer protect me? When Yan-chan is old enough. Ooh. Huh. So that brings a bit of a dark side to this. Probably not, though. But when will I be old enough? At that moment, Mom just smiled and maintained silence. But somehow I kept thinking of the question on when would Mori leave me. Okay. This sudden pop-in transition startled me. I wasn't expecting that so quickly. Then we arrived at the school's canteen. Okay. Today I want to have a deluxe sandwich. Just go ahead, I will not stop you. But... Mori swiped her debit card at the machine, then it displayed a string of red zeros. The manager paid your salary just a few days ago. You have spent it all? Girls are different from you boys. There are many things that cost money. That seems to make sense. Fine. That is on me. And to eat 2 deluxe sandwiches. Yan-chan is so reliable. Okay. We took our breakfast, found a spare table, and sat down. Although it was almost time for class, there were many students still at the canteen. College students sure like... You can't see it, but I'm suddenly looking at the character in the middle who has what looks like a very Fallout-looking face. I'm just expecting her to look at us and put her right hand up and the thumbs up before. I should stop. College should like to take their time without worrying about getting into hot water for being late. Eat it quickly, it's almost time for class. Whoa, okay, that went flying. Our linear algebra teacher is very strict. He will check attendance at every class. That sounds terrible. Why not let your friends answer for you? You can come up with any wicked idea. Fortunately, I'm strong-willed, or I will be influenced. I feel like the wording could be a little better there, but again, I'm not gonna let that bother, because I don't usually expect any game that was not originally made in the US to probably work this way. Or I would be influenced by you sooner or later. You taught me this method. Mori raised her head and stared at me. Eh? Really? I can't remember that now. You said you were, I said you were reliable just now. I should take my words back. In fact, I don't have friends who are good enough to help me reply to the teacher's call. Our school adopted an optional class system, so even if you were assigned to the same class, but you chose different teachers, you won't have classes together. It was free time after class. So it was impossible for everyone to gather around at this time. So except among fellow roommates, students were unlikely to be good friends with each other. As for Mori and me, because of the part-time job we both took together, we lived in the same room the bookstore offered. We didn't live in dormitories, so we didn't have any close friends except each other. Fair enough. It's not difficult to draw attention. Leah is not amused. I gotta admit, the artwork is pretty well done. Very small classroom. It's nice to look at it. I feel like this teacher's a little bigger than they should be, but it's okay. When I reached the classroom, the teacher had begun his lecture. Then I had to sneak into the from the back door and quietly took a seat along the wall in the last row. I opened my book and was prepared to pay attention in this lesson. But soon after, I began to feel sleepy, and it was just like chanting, a chanting old monk. I couldn't stand it at all. Others were talking about their own affairs in a low voice. No one was really listening. What a poor teacher. Well, what's the relationship between alpha and beta? Right, linear algebra. I don't know. I'd need to see some mathematical formulas here. When I was about to doze off, it's weird because I actually know linear algebra. To some regards. When I was about to doze off, suddenly I heard teacher's question. What if I answered this question loudly? Linear independence! I thought of this to myself, but the words already came out from my mouth. All at once the class became quiet, but then others burst out laughing. Surely it would be embarrassing. I started to blush. It seemed I was still not used to being looked at by others. What? Is he not used to opening it? I guess that could be something. I do that all the time. When there's an answer that I know in class, I usually will just say it. That way, you know, the teacher isn't... Because usually, like in my classrooms, or in my classes, whenever the professor asks a question, no one really responds. So out of courtesy to the professor, I usually just say the answer if I know it. Or guess if it's a situation where he's expecting us to not know it. So this is interesting. This time, alpha and beta are linearly independent. But because the teacher didn't expect anyone to answer him, he also paused for a while and then kept talking. Hi. When I came back to myself, I noticed there was a girl sitting next to me. She was looking at me. I looked at her and also around the whole classroom. Then I looked back at her. Did you do that on purpose? The girl was still laughing while covering her face. No, you should notice I was dozing off by then. But dozing off doesn't mean falling asleep. You were still conscious then. And you must have answered it after thinking it through with your brain. Suddenly I was convinced by her and had nothing to say. But that's too exaggerated. Are you so eager to be spotted? Of course not. I tried it just because I thought it would be fun. That's true. You're so far eye-catching enough. There's no need for you to do something like that. Alrighty then. I wasn't expecting a compliment that quickly. How could you say that? I'm very ordinary. Indeed. Okay. The girl looked at me over again. Wait. Hold up. The girl looked at me over, yeah. Okay, right? I'm not eye-catching at all. Even for this matter, everyone will just laugh it off and forget it soon. That's right, after all, you are not among their circle of friends, but you are eye-catching not because of yourself. Or is it because I sit next to such a cute girl like you? You are a smooth talker. It'd be terrible if your girlfriend heard such words. The girl laughed and blushed. I don't have a girlfriend yet. So who was the one this morning? Oh, you mean Mori. That's why you said I was eye-catching. Your girlfriend's name is Mori? That's a nice name. She's not my girlfriend. I don't know how to say it. We're like a brother and sister? Guardian? Yes, guardian. A healthy and strong boy who needs a girl to protect him. Do you think it's... That's an interesting phase. Don't look at me like that. I can't explain it clearly. You might get to know it if there's a chance. How to explain more to her? Indeed, to strangers we both look like a couple. I'm Leah. Since we have the same class, we're also fated to sit together and have a long chat for today. It would be best to introduce ourselves to each other. Yes, just like when we are separated, as if we are... Wait, what? Yes, just like when we are separated, as if we are thousands of miles apart, we still come together as if it's predestined. I'm Yan. Interesting word choices here. What the hell is that? And I'll call you Yan Jian. I think I can see why some people find that name funny. Yan Jian. Nice to meet you, and it would be nice if you could save a front seat for me sometimes. The girl looked at me cunningly. It's okay to occupy a seat, but remember there was no one at this desk when I entered. I remember there was no one at this desk when I entered. I was late then, so in this case, are you brave enough to walk to it right in front of the teacher? Don't worry, I was late only for today. It will never happen again. Are you late every day? Somehow this fellow became so confident. That cannot be. Sometimes I may come here very early. I feel like the writing isn't bad, it's probably just the translations hitting a wall. Which is fine. I still get the general concept of the conversation. It's kind of like small talk right now. That's great, sometimes that should be enough. But if you are earlier than me, you have to save a seat for me, is that okay? No problem. Okay then, give me one of your stuff? What? Give me one of your things, I guess, so you could know which is your seat. With that thing on the desk. Again, the translation problem, I think, is what it is. Is it necessary? Of course. Also, I will give one of my items to you. One of my things to you. Okay, I can give you one, but yours is not needed. You can just sit next to me. The desk near me will always be safe for you. Well, that's nice of you. Lee looked at my eyes for a while, then smiled and took a book called... I don't even know how to say that word. Tetris of Human from her satchel, then slapped it down on the desk. From now on, you can use this to occupy a seat, so I can immediately find the seat you saved for me. I took that book which weighs a kilogram and held it in my hands. You took this book every day? Yes, any problem? No, but I think it might develop a strong arm muscles. Yeah, and it can be used as a weapon. Well, it must be a pretty heavy book then. Lee said it proudly. Assault weapon? Physically or theoretically? Maybe both. I'm gonna defend myself from your... You may have a knife, but I have a book filled with words. Now I'm imagining, like, someone's getting robbed, and the guy trying to rob them's got a knife, and he just, like, drops his knife because the guy he's trying to rob just looks at him and says, "Objection!" And he pulls out a book and just starts reading it. Yeah, because that's how that works. Class is over. Yes, let's go. Then the recess bell rang. Leah began to pack up her books on the desk. You were very interesting. Did the teacher check the attendance today? Two very different sentences, but alright. I don't know. Just as I said, the class has already started when I came. So go check with the teacher quickly. Come on, hurry up. The teacher's leaving. Then, in tandem, we pushed our way to the teacher who was leaving. Teacher, we have attended today's class. I didn't check the attendance today. Are you confused because of too much sleep? Teacher seemed to recognize me. That's terrible. I looked back at Leah and noticed she was tittering. She's so tricksy. If you're willing to go shopping with girl, alrighty then. Alright, 1 second. Where is the load and save? Okay, let's make a save here. Boosh. That's how that works. That's cool. I like the menu system they've got. It's actually pretty interesting sounding. The sound effects and everything make it pretty cool. So, that's gonna be it for this episode of Fox Hime, guys. Again, there's a few grammatical problems, I think, but it's mostly with translation, and I can still kind of understand what's going on because I can kind of piece together what the sentence is supposed to be saying. But so far it seems like not a bad story. I'll have to see how it goes as it unfolds. But hope you guys enjoy this series, and I will see you on the next episode or live stream that I do. Until then, I'll catch every single one of you guys again later.